First off, as a video examining the plot and themes of the game, this will include full spoilers. If you've not finished the game, bookmark this video or click save for later below the video and come back when you do. Overall, I was mostly right with my predictions, but this is one of the most complex stories to parse, something I was not remotely expecting. Xenoblade 3 is a lot of things. A commentary on the war industry, a commentary on globalism, a commentary on the current, highly stratified society, and a commentary on the fallen nature of mankind described in the Bible, and by philosophers like Nietzsche. Zeon Moebius lays about safely within Origin, stoking the flames of war and drinking the blood of the masses to extend their lives and their self-exalting existence. They look down on any beside themselves as being lesser or even non-human, despite them being the ones to have sold the last traces of their humanity. If you complete the hero quests, every colony is treated equally despite them having different needs. The globalism of our world grants us a level of privilege past generations dreamed of. Exotic delicacies like bananas, tomatoes, and spices have become normal things we expect. But globalism, a scale of rule or existence at a global, continental, or other overly large area, is not all good. When you exist far removed from an area you rule over, it is easy to treat them all equally. But a desert village has very different needs to a port town or a large city. Equal distribution of resources leaves most areas deficient in some way. The colonies always ask what they will do and how they will provide upon being freed, but all thrive as they meet their unique needs and primarily trade with nearby colonies. There is value to tying or allying communities together, but the community should have greater rule than the coalition or larger body so that each community can thrive. The Moebius powers are representative of the powers that those with power utilize or could utilize to manipulate us. Y with his ability to create flame clocks, meaningless carrots on sticks. K represents the media dinosaurs who can curate whatever narratives they want, and are only accountable to themselves, allowing them to control how things are perceived. Z is the id, or collective unconscious, of the fallen aspect of humanity described in the Bible. Every selfish desire and weakness of mind and spirit, and he doles the power of Moebius out to those who are enslaved by some aspect of what he represents. As Shulk closed off their worlds from the upper domain, Z is the fundamentally flawed perversion of the godhood within man. Man was made to be as God, as close to God as anything yet created, and to be served by the angels. But the devil was an angel who became jealous and said, "Ye shall be as God," as if mankind was not already, but was truthful in that it would make man more like God at the cost of man's glory and moral perfection and confidence. Z states that the self is all there is. He represents unbridled selfishness. The main character delusions that because of your perspective being over your own life, you start to believe you matter more, or perhaps are the only one who matters. Z is every moral flaw and fear incarnate. Dirk is consumed by sadism, receiving satisfaction from dominating and tormenting others. Yoren is enslaved by doubts brought on by feelings of inadequacy. M and N had greed for more time, though M quickly found the cost unacceptable. Triton desired more time to live, but found that's not what he really wanted. Shania lost herself trying to live for others. F has unrealistic confidence from his megalomania. You can continue with all Moebius. There was some flaw in them that they couldn't escape or didn't want to escape from. In a sense, Z also embodies nihilism, but not any nihilism, a very specific form that overflows into indulgent, delusional egoism, reminiscent of a form of nihilism pioneered by a somewhat obscure philosopher known as Max Stirner. If the self is all there is, why should you deny yourself? nothing matters or is true, except for you and your perception of reality. I try not to inject too much of my personal opinion on current issues outside of gaming into videos, but I see a lot of this diluted form of nihilism applied to many things today. And this philosophy is nonsense. If absolutely nothing matters, then everything would matter equally, and you would have no right to impose your perception onto others. It's a parasitic and incompatible way of thinking for anyone who exists alongside a world with peers that will lead to a much less interesting variation of Xenoblade 3's world. Now let's move on to clearing up some details some have about the ending. There is no time reset, or it was a dream cop-out. What happened was Noah was called to watch the fireworks, and between 2 seconds, Z hijacked Origin to freeze the real flow of time for thousands of years of perceived time. When the first generation died, the children were cloned. Their souls were implanted into their clone, and the 10-year terms began. This first generation was also when many humans became Moebius. When the party stops Z, they force real time to resume, blending their present with what was supposed to happen before Z intervened. Everything with the Endless now happened, but is squished between 2 seconds in time. For them, it almost feels like nothing happened. But some, like Noah, remember bits. So given time, when Origin activates, both worlds will merge. Finally, there is that one room in the city, and this is one of my favorite things in the game, especially how details become confused over time, and there are inaccuracies in the descriptions for the founders. But that's not in this video, because it's way outside the thesis for this video. I covered all of this a few months ago through YouTube posts, so you can actually go look at them now. Anyway, if you liked this video, then hit the like button. If you liked it, why wouldn't you hit the like button? Then consider subscribing or leaving a comment for what you got out of the plot of this game.